Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hello, Commissioner Bisignano. Appreciate you being here. I want to just thank you for being willing to take on this role. I'm actually really excited to have you there as head of the Social Security Administration. I think you will bring to bear a lot of private sector experience, and I love what I'm hearing in regards to how you're approaching the job, because this is a massive bureaucracy that a lot of Americans rely on, my constituents, just as every other individual here has constituents who do. And it is one of the agencies that in my time in Congress, it's one of the top agencies that my constituents call about, where they're frustrated with the service, they're not getting the answers they need, they're waiting a long time on the phones. And so I have a lot of hope that you'll bring all of that great experience to bear, and we're going to see some real improvements, and I think we're already starting to see that. So, and I'm really grateful that you take your time and be willing to serve the country in that way, so thank you. As the Oversight Committee here, we want to be there with you to provide you with whatever you may need to ensure that you have the right tools to be able to do that effectively. And to that end, just maybe a few questions. I know you're new, but you've mentioned your commitment to improving payment accuracy. And as you look at the current processes, where do you see the greatest opportunities to prevent improper payments? And I know it can be both over and under, but there's too much, you pay them and find out later. How can we prevent that from happening before the payments go out? What opportunities do you see, and how can we be helpful?
Well, I think it's all at inception. If you look at where most of this occurs, it's at inception. It doesn't happen after somebody's had 10 years of payments. So, building a little intelligence there that does some other data checks, getting more outside information to bring in to get it right. I think there's an opportunity there. I think, when you look at the numbers, if you looked at, the amount of receivables we have because of our current error rate, maybe at the full year of 24, it was $24 billion. So I looked at, we make a big dent in that number going forward.
I know you're looking to improve customer service. You're also looking at efficiencies. I hear you've already found some significant savings. Could you speak to that already?
Well, I think
found so far?
I think first of all, what happened is the ability to have your workforce be where they need to be to do the work is really important. I think also the ability to have people in the morning to answer the phone. If we don't start off early answering the phone, we're not going to get it right. I think we have a lot of opportunity around technology. I think we have good assets. We got to make them easier to use, but that will all drive efficiency. And, I think the overpayment issue is a big deal for us, and we'll save a lot of money there, too.
Sure. Thank you. And then I want to get back to something my friend Mr. Thompson just said in regards to potential conversations around solvency. And I know we want to ensure that every American, we can make good on the promises that were made and make good on the promises made to people who've been paying into the system for all of their lives. So nobody's trying to scare anyone, but there is a math problem, and you just talked to the Social Security Commissioner, just came out recently within a report, and that date when we run out of money in the trust fund and the incoming funds would no longer be enough to pay the benefits for that year isn't too far in the future, 8 years from now, I think. And so I would welcome, Mr. Thompson had mentioned, we should have a real conversation about how we can ensure we can keep those promises. And I think it's time we do that. The longer we wait to have those conversations, the harder it will be to ensure that we can keep paying benefits to people who really need them. So I don't have much time left, but I don't know if you want to make a quick comment, but hope to work with you to ensure that we don't get to the point where we can't pay the benefits that people are owed.
I agree. I accepted this job understanding that I might be the last stop at the OK Corral. And I intend for, as I know the trustees do, and I think we've all been vocal that our intent is to have this problem solved.
Thank you.
And I believe the president's exactly in the same place.